That's like people saying, oh, hey, change Lonzo's name to Alfonso on the fact that he's been damaged goods for the last 2 years.
Damaged goods? Sad as it is, it almost perfectly describes Lonzo Ball's condition right now as he deals with another potential season on the sidelines after the latest report from the Chicago Bulls organization. So what the hell went wrong with one of the NBA's best and brightest? Is Lonzo Ball's injury-plagued career really over? Let's take a look and find out. But before we dive further into Lonzo Ball's misfortunes, we would just be so thankful if you could like this video and more importantly subscribe to our channel to join our growing community and to watch more such interesting and insightful content around the NBA right here on Jumpshot Media. So without further ado, let's jump in. The eldest of the Ball brothers and hyped by loudmouth father LaVar Ball, the hype around Lonzo Ball followed him from his high school days itself, where he was once called the best point guard in California since Jason Kidd, leading the Chino Hills Huskies to a 35-0 record in his senior year with triple-double stats. Fame followed soon after as he was a recipient of multiple awards as a high school player and was highly ranked as a recruit before joining UCLA, where, you guessed it, he made a splash once again as a highly sought-after NBA prospect, posting stellar stats for the Bruins, and was the first NCAA Division I player since 1992 to 93 to shoot at least 70% and 40% from the 2-point and 3-point range, posting great shooting numbers overall. The result of his talent, grit, and a somewhat orthodox shot, actually a really orthodox shot, saw him make his way to the NBA, and he was picked second in the 2017 NBA draft by the Lakers, just behind Markelle Fultz. And what actually looked like a dream debut for a college player into the NBA, leading a young core for a rebuilding team, pretty much went downhill from there on. Starting from an unfortunate game against the Portland Trailblazers just before Christmas in 2018, Lonzo Ball suffered his first injury, a shoulder sprain keeping him out for 6 games, followed by sustaining a more serious MCL injury against the Dallas Mavericks just 5 games into his return in January, which then made him miss 15 consecutive games, followed by missing the last 8 games of the season as well, owed to a knee contusion. That season alone, Lonzo played just 52 games and missed 30 as the Lakers failed to make the playoffs. Despite decent stats, his shooting numbers were poor to say the least. And while his shooting overall and from the 3 improved in later seasons, it was his injury record which kept stalling his progress. His sophomore season started with more promise, where despite sustaining ankle injuries, he played in the first 47 games before an unfortunate game against the Houston Rockets saw him colliding with opponent James Ennis. And as reported by the LA Times, he writhed in pain by holding his left ankle until teammates Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson put his arms around their shoulders and carried him off the court with 8:39 left in the 3rd quarter. Lonzo had to visit a nearby hospital for scans because the in-house machine was broken, and the Lakers eventually lost that game in overtime. Ball was shut down for the rest of the season, avoiding the risk of a voided contract for an unauthorized surgery in Ohio, as he was eventually shipped to New Orleans in a blockbuster trade which saw Anthony Davis go to the Lakers. Niggling injuries continued in his first season at New Orleans as well, but Lonzo still logged in 63 of the 72 total games in the COVID-affected season, showing signs of improvement both physically and statistically. Similarly, in his second season, Lonzo logged in 55 games despite niggling injuries, while steadily improving his shooting numbers. However, his fate was sealed as he was shipped yet again, this time to the Chicago Bulls. But if you're waiting for better times, don't, because it didn't get better for Lonzo. Lonzo started the first 29 games, missed 5, then played 6 more, before it was revealed that a torn meniscus would keep him on the sidelines, which was followed by an arthroscopic surgery on his left knee that would shut him down for the rest of the 2021-22 season. During this time, Chicago posted the best record in the East, going 27-13 before finally ending the season 46-36. ZO2 underwent another surgery for arthroscopic debridement on his left knee in September 2022, which came with a shocker that despite initial reports saying that Lonzo would miss the start of the new season, he was declared to miss the entire 2022-23 season in February 2023. And then on June 24th, the Bulls' executive vice president of basketball operations further dropped another bomb saying that Lonzo would potentially miss the entire 2023-24 season as well, making it his 2nd consecutive whole season on the sidelines, which sent NBA fans into a state of shock, who even threw shade at his potentially problematic Big Baller brand shoes, contributing to his injury. The curious case of Lonzo Ball left doctors flustered, as a lot of them were unable to determine why Lonzo was in discomfort, including the player himself, who said he was puzzled at his delayed rehabilitation and constant setbacks in his road to recovery.
I literally, I really can't run, so can't run or jump. So there's like a range from like 30 to 60 degrees when my knee is bent that I have like no force, and I can't like catch myself.
And evaluating his injury amidst one of the toughest times for Lonzo, Dr. Brian Sutterer has actually tried to explain his injury in his videos, discussing how the debridement process of the meniscus and consistent working around it via surgery may have been problematic for Lonzo as well, even speculating a problem with his hip that contributed to his injury. And last year in March 2022, Dr. Michael S. George also said that Lonzo might make a full recovery if his knee has not developed cartilage damage or arthritis. However, later in March 2023, Lonzo was supposed to undergo cartilage transplant surgery, casting significant doubt over his future in the NBA, where it was predicted that Ball might just never be able to play basketball again after his third procedure on the same knee in 14 months. Prayers up for Lonzo, who has been the call of the fans. As for someone who is steadily improving and finding his feet in the league, to undergo surgery after surgery seems to be a tragic turn of events. And despite updates that Ball had stopped using crutches, or earlier updates that he was seen shooting free throws might provide some respite, it all proved ultimately futile as Lonzo continues to struggle. Ball brothers and injuries seem to be no strangers, as younger brother and 2021 Rookie of the Year LaMelo Ball is also recovering from a surgery of his own after a season which only saw him play 36 games. So it remains to be seen how the headliners of the Ball family name continue to live up to their hype. But is Lonzo's NBA career over? Some say it is, some say it isn't, with speculation saying it remains to be a bleak future for the Bulls guard, and only time will tell once he heals from his surgery, and how he makes his way back into normal life first, let alone resuming basketball. The example of Tyreke Evans has been cited as someone who recovered from a similar injury, so do let us know in the comments if you think Lonzo can make a successful comeback in the NBA. We sure hope you liked this video, so smash the like button, subscribe to our channel to join our growing community, and for more such interesting and insightful content around the NBA. And we will see you soon in the next one on Jumpshot Media.